It took 4.5 years. It saw off 2 prime ministers and created a huge rift in British politics. But finally, Brexit is over. Boris Johnson has reached a deal with the European Union. But what exactly is the new Brexit deal? And what's going to change as a result? Well, technically, Brexit happened ages ago. The UK officially left the EU back in January 2020, but nothing much really changed because we went into a transition period where we basically just carried on using most of the arrangements we had before. But now, they've finally agreed on a huge trade deal, which kicks off at the start of 2021. It's really about way more than just trade though. It covers everything from food and drink to immigration, from fishing to counter-terrorism. So here's a very quick guide to some of the main things that are going to change. First off, there's the impact on trade and business. The UK will leave the EU single market and customs union. For some companies, that'll mean adapting to new rules and potentially doing more paperwork as well. But the UK government says, under this deal, we'll avoid any trade tariffs. That means that companies bringing stuff between the UK and the EU won't have to pay extra fees. Next, immigration. It was one of the main issues debated in the run-up to the Brexit referendum, and this new deal now does what many Brexit supporters wanted, by ending the free movement of workers coming into the UK. Instead, starting on January the 1st, the UK will have a points-based immigration system. That means you have to fulfil certain criteria in order to come and live here. But it'll be made easier for some people, like if you're coming to do a job in which the UK has a shortage. Doctors and nurses will be fast-tracked, and the new immigration rules don't apply at all if you're a student coming to study at a British university. But of course, this goes both ways. British people will also now lose the right to automatically live, work or retire in the EU. At the moment, fishermen from EU countries have access to British waters. But under the new deal, the government says this will change. The EU's fishing rights will be reduced. And then, after a few years, we'll be able to negotiate the arrangement each year. The UK's annual membership fee for the EU will end. But there are some bills we do still owe that we'll have to pay off. And if we want to join any EU schemes for things like scientific research, then that'll also come at a cost. This is the only land border between the UK and the EU. On one side you've got Northern Ireland, which is part of the UK, and to the south there's the Republic of Ireland, which is still a full member of the EU. Now, there were worries that if no Brexit agreement was reached, it could mean border checks and security controls were suddenly introduced along this crossing. And that would be a problem because this border has been disputed for years and it's seen a lot of conflict. At the moment it's usually pretty peaceful because although there is technically a border, it's basically invisible. You can drive through without getting stopped, but if that suddenly changed, it could lead to serious trouble. This problem was actually dealt with already in something called the Northern Ireland Protocol, and it'll come into effect in 2021. Basically, the solution they came to is this complicated crossover situation, where Northern Ireland is still a full part of the UK, but it also stays aligned with the EU's internal market. The upshot is that if you're a British company bringing stuff into Northern Ireland, your goods will now be checked and controlled when they cross over the Irish Sea. And although the government claims the UK has taken back control of its laws, any future trade disputes in Northern Ireland could ultimately still be settled in a European court. But this means they can avoid having any checkpoints between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. So over the next few weeks we'll do some more videos on the Brexit trade deal, looking at it in a bit more detail. Of course, not everyone is happy with the deal. Some people think the UK has given in to the EU's demands too much and it would be better if we'd left without any deal at all. Other people say we shouldn't have had Brexit in the first place. But whatever you think about it, this deal looks like the end of the main Brexit saga and the start of a new chapter, with the UK and the EU beginning to figure out how this all actually works in practice.